I think this is the most underused and underappreciated tool in the workshop. You've probably seen me or others use it to draw a perpendicular line, maybe check if the corners are at 90 degrees, maybe draw a 45-degree angle, and sometimes use it as a saw guide. But do you know that this $10 tool has way more uses than you can imagine? So today I'm going to dive into all of those and show you exactly what all of these markings are for, because these ones really confuse beginners. But before we get started, if you are new here, I am Anika, and my goal is to demystify DIY and inspire and empower you to build all of the things. I have an essential tools list which covers all of the important tools that you should have to get started with woodworking. Trust me, it is not everything that you see here. It's a short list, and I also give you links to the shopping list so you can quickly pick up the tools that you need. You can get it from the link in the description or the QR code. Now, let's talk about this thing. Now, what exactly is this called? It's actually officially a rafter's square or a carpenter's square, but it's very often called a speed square. Now, the term speed square is actually trademarked by the Swanson Speed Square company. It's sort of like, you know, Kleenex tissue. It's actually tissues, but Kleenex is the brand, or tablet, iPad, used interchangeably all the time. But it's officially a carpenter's square or a rafter's square. But we're gonna call it a speed square as well. Now, I do highly recommend grabbing a Swanson Speed Square because it is extremely good quality. All of the markings are stamped in and engraved really well so they don't wear off. Plus, it has a lot of features which might be missing in some of the other rafter squares that you might pick up. Here's a quick tour of the basic features of this speed square. First up, you have the lip, which is this right here, which helps you hook this onto the edge of boards. This right here is the pivot point, and remember this because this is where everything starts. And of course, you have a 6-inch ruler right here, and you have the hypotenuse, which is where all of the angle magic comes in. And this diamond hole right here is at 3.5 inches. So it's a helpful quick measurement to check your 2x4 boards to make sure that they're actually 3.5 inches and not 4 inches. Now, the most common use of this is, of course, to check for square, which is to check if the corners are at a 90-degree angle, which is critical when you are building furniture. And it makes a really great saw guide, whether you're using a circular saw or a jigsaw or even a router. You can use this as a fence. Another most important part of building furniture is to make sure that your saws are perfectly aligned. And this is a great tool to help make sure that your saw blades are aligned, especially with a circular saw. You can rest one side of the speed square against the side of the blade, and then the other side will rest against the plate of the saw. And now both sides of the speed square should line up perfectly with no gaps. Now, if there is a gap, you would need to adjust the blade until that gap disappears. But let's talk about this edge right here. This is the one that scares and confuses people. This edge is going to allow you to measure and mark angles from 1 degree. Well, 1 can be a little tricky, but 3 or 4 degrees all the way to 90 degrees. Do me a favor, if you're finding this video helpful, please like it and consider subscribing because it helps the algorithm and it really helps me bring you more tutorials like these. Thank you very much for your support. So here's how angles work. Say I want to make a 30-degree angle. I am going to hook the speed square right here, and this right here is the 90-degree angle, obviously. Now I'm going to keep the pivot point stationary, and I am going to rotate the speed square along the pivot point until I get to the 30-degree mark, which is right here, which is lining up with this edge of the board. So we are drawing a 30-degree angle. So I'm going to make sure that that is aligned. Make sure that the pivot point is still aligned with this corner right here. And this right here is the 30-degree angle. Now to measure the angle of a board, let's assume that this part of the board does not exist and you have a cut right here. It's very simple. You're going to line up the pivot point with this edge, and you're going to line up this speed square with the edge of the board, and you're going to see what number this aligns with. And that is your angle. Now, do you know that you can draw circles with this thing? Let me show you. You want to place the nail or screw at the center point of your circle. And now you can hook this notch into the nail or the screw and align your pencil tip, which really needs to be sharp. You cannot use a carpenter's pencil for this. Use a really sharp pencil. Align it with one of these notches, which are at 1/4 inch each. So this notch right here is 1 inch. This is 1.5 inches, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to align it with that. And then I'm just going to rotate the speed square along the pivot point. And we have a circle. Another use of these ridges right here is to help mark scribe lines, and you can do that for ripping boards or just to mark a bunch of parallel lines for your project. And to do that, you place your speed square with the T edge over the edge of the board, and now you can put your pencil in one of these ridges based on the thickness that you want to scribe. So let's use the 2-inch mark right here, and now you can just write this edge along the edge of the board and mark your scribe line. And that's the 2 3/4 line, or we can go from this end as well. Just write it along and you have parallel lines. Now another application of this guy is to use it as a level, which is a little bit more complicated than using a regular level like this one, but in a pinch it is possible. Now you do want a plumb bob if you have one available, or you can use a string and a nut, and I am going to be using a couple of washers for that. And then you take your speed square and you drop this along the edge. Now, if this is level, if this is perpendicular to this, or this is level, the string should be right across the edge of the speed square. If it is not level, it's going to be like this. It's going to be separate from this edge. So as soon as it hits that, that's where this right here is level. Now, one last application for this guy, which in fact is the application that this thing was invented for, and that is to find the roof pitch and to set up rafters and cut rafters, etc. But I'm not going to go into a lot of details in there because we don't really use it for woodworking, and I have never really used it myself. So I am not qualified to dive deep into that. But just know that this is really, really helpful when you're building a house to help lay the roof. So those are the 7 features of this little guy that make woodworking a little bit easier. Let me know in the comments which of these features was something that you were totally not expecting. I do have a printable version or a cheat sheet of sorts, or a quick reference guide that you can download and keep with you. I will add a link to that in the description below, or you can get it from this QR code right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.